the Psycho Rangers. We're faster than you, smarter than you,
Stronger than you. But we're evil.
Hi guys, Shopper back once again with another Mint in box. And today I'm excitedly reporting on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection in Space Psycho Blue Ranger. And already the packaging is a big departure from what we saw in Wave 1. If I bring in Wave 1 MMPR White and SPD Shadow Ranger, you can see that now they're going for a full singular colour in the packaging rather than the white and the bust of the character, which is interesting. It's got a unique aesthetic, I think, and it still looks pretty good next to the other packaging. Overall, I think it's still a good change and is very bold and striking, so it stands out a lot. You've got a very nice picture of the figure on the back and just a lot of warnings and etc. But yeah, I need to get into this because I love the Psycho Rangers. They first appeared in Power Rangers in Space in the episode Rangers Gone Psycho. Hung around for a couple episodes, thoroughly beating the asses of the In Space Rangers. Came back a couple more times, and they are one of two. Yeah, I don't think many other villain factions ever killed a Ranger, but the Psycho Rangers did. Psycho Pink, in fact, she killed Lost Galaxy Pink, which was an amazing thing to witness. We had a villain who was on par with the Rangers in terms of power and skill, and that in a straight up fight a Ranger could be killed, and that added a whole level of danger to the series after that, and especially with the Psycho Rangers. Unfortunately, they never returned after that. There's a whole bunch of scar about a Western collector buying up all of the Psycho Ranger suits, and anytime someone wanted to bring them back for an anniversary, especially Super Megaforce I think it was, the guy wanted so much money that it wasn't worth it. And that is a damn shame, because the Psycho Rangers were such a massive departure from like evil villain groups or even evil Rangers, because they were their own distinct personalities, they had their own distinct look, and I think they could have been a really good villain faction in an anniversary episode or the likes of Super Megaforce, or even come back in last season's Dimensions in Danger, that kind of thing. My point is, the Psycho Rangers need more push, and thankfully that's going to happen, but I'll talk about that later. I've waffled enough, let's get into the figure itself. Inside the packaging you get one blue Psycho Ranger. He comes packaged with a lightning effect hand, a fist hand, a spare open things hands, and the one he is equipped with in the packaging. He comes with a yellow translucent effect part, which is the same mold as the one included in the MMPR White Ranger, but cast in yellow rather than blue. And his signature weapon, the Psycho Axe, which looks amazing. We've got a little drill thing on the bottom, so it's deadly on both ends. Really cool design. This is what I love about the Psycho Rangers. Like, because they're not based on any particular team, they are entirely their own creatures, and that's why they have this cool overall bat-like motif, almost vampiric. The N on his belt buckle stands for Neji Ranger, which was the name of the Psycho Rangers in the original Sentai, which was Mega Ranger. And apart from that, they are just an evil set of Power Rangers. The Psycho Rangers are definitely one of my favourite Ranger teams overall, simply because they don't have a lot of push, and they came about at a time when I was really into Power Rangers, and they stood out so much that I've always wanted Psycho Ranger figures. And while the Legacy line that Bandai put out was good, like, the main difference is that they're a smidge taller and the helmet is a little more stylized. I think the Lightning Collection is everything I've ever wanted from a Psycho Ranger figure. It is just so bang on. Oh, it's gorgeous looking. And it's weird that blue is the first one we can get at retail. Like, they announced Psycho Red and Lost Galaxy Red in a 2-pack, but that's not coming till like early 2020. And then Wave 2 of the Lightning Collection hit, and just Psycho Blue's out. I was like, alright, I'll grab him, because I really wanted him. In terms of articulation, he's got a ball jointed head with a hinge, but because of the torso, it's a little limited, but I can show you a trick for that in a bit. His torso is hard plastic, but it has an overlay rubber shirt, and while it's a cool effect, it's kind of limiting for the head, but not a lot else, which is a good thing, really. I mean, he's just such a thick, meaty boy anyway. You've got an ab crunch, well, you've got a ab ball joint as well as an ab crunch hinge. Oh, that's good click. No waist swivel, but the torso can help with that. His arms have the lateral pivoting. His arms will only go up to about there because of the limitations of the sculpt, but he should have a decent range of arm movement, a bicep swivel, double hinged elbows, and his wrists are on a swivel, though you might have to give them a bit of clearance and push the white stocking back a bit so you can actually get it going, but it still works. His hips are on ball joints, but are again slightly limited, but they get all the range of motion that you'd want. He has a mid-thigh swivel, a very chunky double knee joint, which is a little stiff on my version, so that's something to be aware of. And very nice ankle rocker for his ankle. Interestingly, this is a similar setup to the 4-inch Fortnite figures that I've reviewed, so hopefully this is better in the long term than what they started out like, and I'm not going to end up with a Psycho Blue with a foot missing, because that would just bum me out, man. Let's get his alternate hands on the go. I'll plug in that one, which is pretty cool for the forcing someone, like gaining, like just shooting a lightning threateningly, or to sap someone's memories, which the Psychos are known to do. We've got his fist, which is just a standard common or garden fist, which is cool. And then we'll bring in the Psycho Axe, and we'll just get him on a pose. Which looks pretty good. So obviously he's got a lot of range of motion, and you can get some decent posing out of him, though, because he's slightly top heavy with all this gubbins, and his legs aren't the greatest on my version. Like, you're gonna have to take some care and have some attention when putting him into various poses, but overall really impressed with him. And just for the sake of it, let's pop on his effect part, which I'm not a big fan of. It looks a bit silly, honestly. In terms of size, he's running around the same size as Marvel Legends, so let's get him alongside some comparable figures, namely SH Figure Arts MMPR Black and my recently reviewed Fortnite Legendary Series Wildcard. And they are of a similar height, like similar 6-inch style figure size, so he'll fit in with most figure lines of this scale for definite. If you're just planning on sticking this guy in your cabinet and posing him every now and again, I do recommend one thing: just popping his head off and just popping it back on, but resting it on rather than plugging it in, because I think overall the profile of where the helmet sits just on the ball joint looks a little better than it all hunched down into his shoulders. Maybe it's just me, but I think that looks pretty well. Overall, I am in love with the Psycho Blue figure, and I can't wait to get more of the Psychos once they come out. And I'm really looking forward to that original graphic novel, The Psychopath, that's coming out from Boom Studios. Like, hopefully that will gain more attention for the Psycho Rangers and they'll get to be used more, because I'm a massive Psycho Rangers mark, and the more media that they get, the more figures I get, the more happier I'll be as well, because Hasbro are doing an amazing job with the Lightning Collection. I picked him up for $19.99 from In Demand Toys. I highly recommend you go get him from them. Tell them I sent you. As always, I've been Sharpo. This has been the In Space Psycho Blue Ranger from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line from Hasbro. And I'll catch you guys next time for another Mint in Box.